Well, hello, ANE gang, and welcome to another episode of Anything and Everything with Nina Masugu, the place where every topic gets a seat. And I tell you guys this all the time, we've got plenty of space. Please do remember to like and subscribe and be the first one to know whenever we have dropped an episode. And do remember, we are available on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, okay? So we can be with you wherever we go. So today's conversation, I am very eager to have. I'm actually very excited because it's something that it's actually my forte, okay? But I'm going to be a student today. Today, we're celebrating a milestone that is bigger than balloons, flower walls, and fancy table settings. We're celebrating legacy, leadership, and Black female excellence, right? I am sitting down with the founder and owner of Petals Lifestyle Events, 100% Black-owned business that is officially turning 10, okay? A whole decade of curating iconic moments, elevating experiences, and building a brand that puts purpose and passion into every detail. And at the heartbeat of it all is founder and powerhouse, Mrs. Rose Vhulahani, who is a visionary and has turned her passion into her profession and her profession into a legacy. So today's episode is more than just about events, but it's about what it takes to start, sustain, and thrive in an industry that demands creativity, consistency, and courage. Rose, how are you today?
Hi, Nina. I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for coming. I am fabulous now that you're here. You look stunning, by the way.
Thank
You're
you so
actually wearing
much.
all my favorite colors.
Thank you so much.
So, how was your day? Tell me about your day today.
My day was quite chill today. It's a Monday. I
Okay.
usually don't work on Mondays.
Okay.
So Mondays are very
Chilled.
nice and chilled.
I
So
can imagine because of the weekend.
yes, weekends
Yeah.
are normally quite hectic. So we always take Mondays off to
Okay.
recuperate.
This is for you and your entire
and my
staff.
entire team. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We do that on Mondays.
But
We
thank you
don't.
for coming. We did have a bit of a delay
Yes, we
with
did.
this session, but I'm glad that we are fresh. It's Monday, starting off the week.
Relaxed,
Right. Yes.
yes.
So as you know, I'm also in events.
Yes.
But today I'm gonna be your student,
No
right?
problem.
On behalf of my listeners and my audience. So we entering into the winter season now.
Yes.
How are things in the events world at the moment?
The winter season is a bit quieting down at the moment because of the cold.
Yes, yes.
A lot of people don't like celebrating in the cold.
Yeah.
They wait for summer, when people can go outside.
Of
but
course, yeah.
unless you have a beautiful milestone like a birthday
Yes.
or a graduation,
That you just have to celebrate.
yes,
Yeah.
then people do celebrate. But otherwise, people love summer.
I love summer. The idea of just being cramped in a place, there's heaters and
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I feel like also venues are also nicer in summer.
Yes.
We can be outside,
yes.
And just dress up nicely. So I want us to go on a journey today, right? 10 years is a very long time.
Yes.
That is an entire decade.
It is.
And I want you to take me into parts of it. So which year did you start exactly?
2015.
2015.
Yes.
What was happening in your head? Why did you go into events? Take me through that moment.
Look, I've always loved events. I've always loved beautiful things. I've always
Yeah.
loved creating
Yes.
at home from a very young age. So I've always known that I want to do events.
Okay.
But at that time, I was on maternity leave. I had just given birth to my daughter.
Okay.
So I was sitting at home. I had the time.
Okay.
For 4 months to
Yes.
sit and do nothing. And I was like, okay, what can I do with my time?
Had you left a job prior to the pregnancy or
No,
Yeah.
I was on a job. I was working for government because government is going to give you 4 months for maternity.
for paternity? Okay. So now
Yes.
you've just given birth, you're home.
I'm home.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sitting at home. I have been so eager to enter the industry anyway, but I
Okay.
didn't know how to do it. And I got into the flower business.
Yes.
That's how I got into the business, actually, with flowers.
Yes.
It started with that,
Was that strategic or
I bumped into it,
Okay.
but I used it.
okay?
I
To
used
your
it
advantage.
to my advantage.
Yes, yeah.
I really just bumped into it. I remember my husband used to buy me flowers very consistently.
Yes.
And one day he took me to this place and I saw a mall. It's the Multiflora. It's a flower market.
Okay.
I saw this beautiful place, that is full of flowers, like a mall, almost like you can call it a mall of flowers.
Yes.
I got there and I was like, what is this place?
Like you were just so impressed.
I fell in love. It was love at first sight. So I got into that space and I learned how to do that. And
Okay.
that was my way of getting into the industry. I used flowers. I am a self-taught florist.
That is
Actually.
so beautiful.
Yes.
So now, do you now tell where you were working that guys sing right? Or
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Because I don't know anything about this whole thing. I'm still learning. Remember,
yes,
you know?
yes.
So I go back to work after my maternity leave, but I steal that time to sort of use to learn with my free time.
Yeah.
Lunchtime I'm at Multiflora. 4 o'clock I'm at
Soon as you
Multiflora.
knock off, you are there.
Listen, it was just something else. I was so obsessed with that place, but it was a beautiful. I knew that I wanted to be in that place.
Yes. So take me back to your very first event. Now someone is actually paying Rose to do something for them. When was that? What is it? A birthday party? Was it maybe your husband's surprise birthday party?
No,
What was your first?
I remember it was a birthday party of a very rich man.
Okay.
I don't know if I can say his name, but he goes by the name Joe Ferrari.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
stage name of some sort.
some sort,
But he
okay.
was turning 50 and he wanted us to do flowers for him. I remember I used to stay in a very small apartment.
Yeah.
There were flowers everywhere. I mean, I did so many flowers that day. I
Yes.
could not.
Yeah,
He wanted
yeah.
all white flowers in his event. It was
Okay.
a black and white event.
Okay. So
Very,
just the pop of white,
very
yeah.
beautiful. So I did so many flowers. I could not believe that was me. I knew that day that this is not
This
just
is
the thing.
this is
Yeah.
my thing. So what you were doing for him was just doing the flowers.
I was just doing flowers. That's how I actually entered into the industry with
Yeah.
just being a florist, doing flowers for the elite.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yes, at that time. So I did just that job, and it was flowers. I think it was a 200 packs event.
that is-
So
yeah.
it was one big event. It was
Yes,
my
yes.
first, but it was very big.
Were you nervous?
I was very nervous. I had to call in everybody that I knew from the flower market to come and assist me because
Yes, I was about to say, because now you
Yes.
needed help.
I didn't know anything about
And flowers are so
flowers.
sensitive. You need to bring them at the specific time. They can't be there overnight.
Especially
'cause
white flowers.
Especially white flowers.
Yes.
Okay, so now you're like, you know what, man, this is what I want to do.
Yes, I knew then that this can be a business. This is something that I really love doing. I didn't mind. I mean, I used to work at night, the whole night, with
That's
flowers.
passion for you. Hey, I love.
Yes.
That's the thing about passion. It doesn't feel like work.
You don't even
You
get
are so
tired.
fulfilled. Yeah.
Yes, I was
yeah.
on my feet the entire night that night, but tomorrow morning I was like, this is so beautiful. Like I know how I felt, and I knew then that this was not just a job. It was more than that.
So, I mean, I can imagine the fulfillment it brought you, and you had just given birth at the time to your daughter.
Yes.
So you were just in a point of your life where you're just feeling happy.
Yes.
Something is starting up. So when do you now leave your 9 to 5?
I left 5 years later, 2020, right
Okay.
in the middle of COVID.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I want
remember-
us to talk about COVID later. Yeah.
Okay.
You were
yes.
saying?
2020 is the year that I actually left. It was before COVID. I mean, I decided to leave way before the COVID
hit
thing
us.
started.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But I had already decided that I'm leaving and this is what I want to do full time. At that time, I was ready to get into the industry like full time, like the whole decorations,
Okay.
tables, chairs,
Yes,
and all that. I was
yes.
no longer just doing flowers. I was more interested into getting into the real gist of things.
Just like the overall now,
Yes.
not just the flowers.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I want to just fast forward a little bit. We'll be back to this one. Tell me about the biggest client meltdown you've survived. I'm in the industry, and I know that in events, clients sometimes know what they want, but sometimes they don't. Do you recall ever having, like, just breaking down, Jay, because of a client throwing their toys? And how did you handle that?
Clients, our beautiful clients.
Our beautiful clients. Yeah.
Clients are clients, and things will always happen with clients, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
You must always gear yourself up into anything will happen.
100%, yeah.
And unfortunately, nobody teaches you this thing. You have to be in it first to realize that I need to prepare myself mentally as well.
100%. Very important.
Yes. So when it happens and it's the first time that it's happening, tears, everything. It was hectic. I mean, it was a client that I was supposed to service, and my clients are high end
Yeah.
clients.
Yes.
So these are people that are going to pay you a lot of money, and you have
Money
to.
is not the problem.
Money is not
Just
the problem.
give them what they want
Give
and make
them
life
what they
convenient.
want.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when we don't understand each other here and there, money is gonna come up though to say, hey, I've just paid you so much money. I don't
Make
want.
sure this goes away.
Do you
or this-
understand?
yeah.
Yeah. So it will always come, but I think having gone through that, it helped me to say to myself, thick skin, thick skin, thick skin, thick skin,
Thick skin. Thick skin. Do you think that
Thick skin.
events management is something that you must be born with, or it's a skill that you can learn? Because I mean, for one, you need to be a people's person.
Yes.
Kokuqala nje.
Yes.
Yes.
Look, I think that it's a skill that you can learn, but like you're saying, you need to be a certain type of person as well. You need to love people.
Yes.
Because we only work with people here. There's
And you know, who people pleaser as now.
very much so.
You have to. You can't say angbangengi. What do they
What?
want? No.
What do you mean? No ways.
You know, who people pleaser.
You have to
yes.
people please
yes.
because that's what you do. You are there to please people. You are there to take people's problems away. You are there to
100%.
solve their problems.
Yes.
You can't come there and you say you don't know. You understand? So yes, you have to people please and you have to be a certain type of person. But I think that there are ways also that you can go and learn and polish your skills.
Yes.
Like, I know I've had to go and do a course on coordination because that's also something that I wanted to offer as well. So you learn how to do things like that as well, to say, I want to add on this, or I want to know how to be a great planner.
Yes.
Or I want to know how to do flowers in a certain way. You know, flowers also are evolving.
Yes, they are evolving.
I want to know how to do floral installations or something like that. So you are able to do that in terms of going and learning.
Yes.
But overall, you have to be a certain kind of person.
Yes. Speaking of flowers evolving, I mean, in the event space, there's constantly changes. You know, there's a way of setting a table now that wasn't there 10 years ago.
Yes.
What is the importance of just constantly learning trends in your industry?
Very important.
Yeah.
I live on trends.
Yes.
Because if I don't do that, it means that I'm no longer relevant to the market. It means that people are no longer going to come to me for anything, because if I'm still doing the round posy, for example, as a floral arrangement, people are doing new things now. We're doing dried flowers. We're doing hanging installation. We're doing foam-free florals. Do you get what I mean? So I need to always stay on trend. It's important for me to stay on social media. You know, social
Very
media
important.
is here today.
Whether
to
we like
educate
it or
us.
not.
Whether we love it or not, whether
yeah.
we are obsessed with our phones or not, we have to.
Because the first thing a client will do, if I suggest you to a friend of mine, they say, what's the Instagram page?
Yes.
Because they want to see what it is that we do.
What are you doing?
And also just investing in the quality of images that you post out.
Absolutely. I don't.
Very important. You don't compromise.
I don't know if people can tell on my page.
we can. When you say to a client you only do luxe, and a person logs onto your Instagram page, it shows.
Yes. I'm glad.
No, it does show. Trust me.
That's what I'm selling. I want to sell luxury. I want to sell. More than anything, luxury is very intentional.
Yes.
You know, you have, if you're saying you're selling luxury, if I walk into a space like this, already I can tell that this room,
certain,
you know, you were intentional about the setup that is here.
Yes.
That is luxury.
Yes.
Luxury is very, very intentional.
Oh, that's beautiful. So, was there now a moment when you knew that this isn't just a hustle, this is business now, for real? I can actually live off this now. In year what of Petals?
Year 2, 3.
Yeah.
Year 2, 3, I already knew, even though I was not planning on anything, but I knew, I could see, you know. I mean, I used to earn my small little peanuts from government, and I got an event that will give me like
3-4 times.
8 times.
Yeah.
So I knew that, you know what, this is something that I want to do full time. And if I put a little bit more effort into this thing, it can give me more. So it helped me.
What would be the efforts that you need to put in
terms of?
Like when you say, like, because I want to just teach people that effort is very important, right? You can be good at something, but you can always be better. So you're saying that you've had to put in a lot of effort.
Yes.
Now you've just had to focus a little bit more and harder on this thing.
Yes. Like, for example, with me, like I said, I was just doing flowers.
Yes.
So now I thought to myself, how can I penetrate this market even more? So I said to myself, let me buy equipment. Let me buy tablescape stuff. Let me offer myself more to people. Let me give tables and chairs and the whole
Are you
setup.
asking someone for advice when all of these decisions are happening? Or it's just Rose thinking, let me buy this equipment?
It's Rose and her husband.
Yeah, just in the house, baby. I'm thinking of doing
Baby,
this.
what can we do here?
Yes, yeah.
He's a very, my biggest supporter. So he will tell me that, you know what, I think if we do this, if we do that, and I'll be like, no, this is how I want to do it. I would rather do that. I mean, I remember even me resigning.
Was a conversation in the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not ready to resign. And he was like, you have to resign because if you
So
if
he
you do this
suggested
thing,
it prior to you,
yes,
like before you.
I've always known that I am gonna
At some
do
point.
it at some point, but the pressure was that if you don't do it now, if you don't jump now. I was telling someone a story the other day that he even bought me a book called Jump. Steve Harvey's book,
Yes,
Jump.
yes.
And he was like, read this book. You will understand what I'm talking about.
Rose.
I'm telling you. And I had to stop for a moment and ask myself, are you ready for this thing? And there was no other way. It was just me and this thing that was looking so beautiful. And I did not have doubts about it. And I did it.
Oh my God. You are preaching to the choir because you look back now and you're so glad you took that leap of faith, ne?
Listen, nothing can ever make me to even go back.
Yes.
Nothing.
Do you think that even maybe, because sometimes when you have a dream, right, where you have a passion, you sound crazy to people.
Yes.
Because you like,
You
no,
do.
I want to do this, but Guti.
My mom
She was against it.
My mom was like, how can you leave a government job?
A full-time
A
job.
full-time job. You have everything that you want there. What is it? And I was like, I have to. You're not going to understand. I have to do it. I have to do it. Compared to it, and I mean, at some point, it didn't even become about the money anymore. It was no
Yes.
longer the money issue.
Rose, I hear you, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that thing of saying, you know what? This is my life. I'm craving it. I want to be outside. I want to
Yes.
help people. I want to
Yes.
do this thing for people. I want to offer myself to the world. And this is how I think
want
that
to do
God
it.
has chosen for me to do it.
And I mean, I can imagine, because I know with me how I knew that I could do events. I would be bothered when I go to certain events. Why didn't they? Yeah, didn't they just?
Yeah,
couldn't
can't they see that this
Yeah.
flower is skew?
It's like, why couldn't they get more team members? If I were me, I would tell my friends, if I were me, I would have gotten one more person to stand by the door,
Yes, and
welcome
coordinate
people,
more
yes,
and do this
So
and
that's when you
that.
know that you know what.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Let's talk about now the behind the scenes.
Yes.
The getting into the mud and the toughness, because people look at an event and they're like, wow, and they don't know what happens behind the scenes, right? It's seen as glamorous, right? So with at your company, you obviously have a team.
Yes, I
right?
do.
When a brief lands on your lap, what do you do?
I speak to my assistant, first
Okay,
of all.
okay.
Like, my greatest support is this assistant that I spend all my life with, all my time with, because I feel like she helps me. She's like my bounce off, even with ideas.
Okay.
They help you to bring this thing to life.
Yeah.
But more than anything, once the brief is confirmed and everything, I need to have a meeting with my staff
Okay.
to say, guys, here's an event. This is what we're going to do. This is what is expected of us.
Yeah.
The whole concept of the brief comes from me, though.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah. The whole
Okay.
concept comes from me entirely because, it comes from me.
So by the time you sit down with your team, you've already imagined this thing.
I
now.
have already dreamed about it, and I've already, thought about everything that I want to do. But it's an engagement with them also.
Of
It's
course,
not like
yeah.
that cast in
This is
stone.
what we are doing, guys.
No,
yeah.
Also because these are the people that are going to help you to deliver this thing. So I always really rely on them a lot also to say, guys, what do you think about this thing? Do you think it's going to work? Okay, what do you think
Maybe
of
we
this
must
color?
do it like this,
Yes, also
yes.
it's good to hear from other people as well.
True,
You
true.
might think that pink is
We
going to
pete
work.
khona kanti.
And that
Yes.
pink is not supposed to be that pink. It must be the softer
maybe the
pink,
lighter pink,
the lighter one.
100%.
So
yeah.
it's always good to give people the platform to advise and to have a say in these meetings. And I do that with my team all the time. Even with us creating, like we create backdrops, we create all these things. I have visions, but when the creating comes, they will advise me to say, no, ma'am, we don't think this is going to
Yeah,
work.
maybe let's.
How about we do it like this?
There's a new trend now. What do you think? Have a look.
Yes. So
Yeah.
with my team, I always listen to them. Yes, I have to listen to them.
That's beautiful. So, I mean, 10 years is a long time, and we will always have challenges as women in certain spaces. What are some of the challenges that you've had to deal with in your industry as a Black woman? Or just as a woman in generally?
As a woman, I think that besides the keeping up with the industry,
Yes.
I think that collaboration is something that we must really look into. I think that it's a very sensitive issue, this one. But I think that the challenges are Black people or I'm going to say Black people,
Yeah, okay.
Black businesses.
Okay, yeah.
Black businesses not able to realize that we can go far together. Especially in the events industry, because the events industry is quite broad.
It is broad,
it's
yeah.
not just about tables and chairs. There's lights, there's
Yes,
music,
yes.
there's stage, there's tents, there's a lot of things that I really believe that if we were to collaborate and come together,
give better,
we
yeah.
can give a better, much better
Yeah.
product, if I can put it like that.
Instead of hoarding things all for
The
yourself.
hoarding is a lot. The hoarding is not necessary at all. The competition is not necessary at all, because it's standing on our way of
Do you think
greatness.
there's space for everyone in the pool of events?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that the pie is very big. We must just, I mean, if I get an event right now and somebody says to me, Rose, here's 50 million. I want to do an event
Yes.
of some sort. I would never do that event by myself. I can't.
Oh my God, yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah.
There's levels to this thing to understand also your capacity to say, you know what, this I'm not able to do myself. Let me rope in a person
Yes,
who
who can handle
experienced,
this.
who can handle this,
Yes,
who can handle that.
yes.
And the sooner we realize that is the better. The better. For me,
Have you ever
that's my
turned
challenge.
down a job?
Yes.
What was the reason?
All the time.
What would be your reasons normally?
My reason, my reasons would probably be the vibe. I'm very big on vibe.
Okay.
I'm very big on a vibe.
The energy between the two.
The energy between the two of us is very important. I've turned down. I remember 2 years ago, there's a client that does not leave my mind that said to me, why are you charging me this much? Because you've seen where I stay, you've seen what people think that we come into their houses or we consult into their homes or whatever because we are there to whatever. I've turned down a lot of things because of the energies.
That says a lot about that client. Then, but you're gonna have a nightmare planning the event.
I'm gonna have a nightmare, and you know what? I can even pick up these things even on a call, like from the phone. From the phone,
yeah,
you
can
will
tell.
hear, this one is gonna bother me. I've turned down a couple of things because of energies. I think I'm very big on energies because we're gonna walk a journey. If I'm gonna do an event for you and it's your wedding or it's your 40th birthday, I really think that you're gonna see a lot of me.
Because also event is more than just a job. Like, I'm here to service you.
I'm here to give you an experience.
An experience, yes, like take you through it. So, okay, that's valid. And what would you say to the person? You don't have capacity when you turn them down?
Yes, I don't have capacity. We are fully booked on the day. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry. Or yeah, I don't.
Yeah, hi, Gabi.
I will find a nice way. Yeah, hi, Gabi, but
obviously you won't say.
I'm a master of finding these nice ways by now. But I do turn people down. If I feel like you're not, because by the end of this whole thing, I must also feel fulfilled and
100%.
satisfied. Yes.
So just for someone in business in general, and speaking of energies, right? You think it's important for us to save our mental space?
I've had to sacrifice my mental space in these 10 years, and I don't do it anymore.
when did you feel like, as in, actually, angeke ngisakhona?
I
Did
think
it just get too much for you at
it
some
gets too
point?
much. Yeah, the more you do it, is the more you realize your piece is more important.
Yes.
Events, especially if you understand your vision for yourself, let alone the business.
Yeah, just for yourself.
Just for myself.
Yeah.
Now I love people. I want to offer myself. I
Yes.
love servicing people. I love serving.
Yeah.
How am I gonna serve you?
If
Nina, if
yeah.
you and I are not vibing, how am
no,
I
I
gonna
get that.
Do you get what I mean? So the vision is more on me also than the business, because I am my business as well. So
You are the business.
it's
Yeah.
the aura that I carry throughout. I want to give people a beautiful experience. I want tomorrow when you talk about me somewhere, you must be like, you know what? And I have a lot of those clients where they refer me to clients because they're gonna be like, yeah, we know that Mang Mang is gonna do it better, but go to Rose, you're gonna get a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
And you think that's very important for business?
My business.
Yes.
For my business.
Lababanye,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I mean, in the 10 years, or did you think things would come this far when you started out?
I didn't. Hey, I didn't. Especially during the transition, when I was moving from just being a florist to now doing everything.
Yes.
I was honestly, it was the most hardest time of my life. But it has proven me wrong that we plan, but God decides.
Decides,
hey?
of course.
I did not believe that I'm going to be here today. I didn't believe that I'm going to be recognized. You know, my name is going to be mentioned with one of the most important wedding planners.
Yes.
I did not believe that I can collaborate with important people in the industry as well. It has been a beautiful journey. And God has been the center of it all.
Do you think that being open to a transition, because a transition is difficult, Rose, like transitions are hard.
Yes.
Because basically you are letting go what you used to know.
Yes.
And it's actually a faith thing.
Yes.
Because you are getting into a new space. How important is it just as a business owner or just as a person to just always be open to transition?
All the time, especially with the changes that we spoke about
in
the industry. Today you are going to be arranging flowers in this way. Tomorrow you are going to be doing something different. I mean, right now I'm at a point where I'm offering planning and coordination, full planning and coordination in my business.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
I no longer just do decor. I no longer just do flowers. So the transition does not stop. I started just as a florist.
My God.
And then I do decor only, flowers, what. And then I'm doing the actual physical hard work.
Yes.
Now I don't even want to do the hard work anymore. Now I want to plan your event. I want to sit down with you and help you manage the
overall.
event.
Yes.
So the transitioning happens all the time. And it's important to open up your mind as a businesswoman to say, you know what? Now I'm entering into this season and I'm going to embrace it.
Yeah.
And it's also part of growth as well.
It is part of growth.
Yes.
How do you keep your team on top of things? Like, and how do you choose people that you need to work for? Because again, events. I want us to talk about the hiring process, which I think is a very crucial thing for any business.
Yes.
Right? Because your staff can make or break your business. Literally. Right?
Absolutely.
And you can't always be there and in certain space. You can't always be there like to just help them with everything. You need people that you can trust, people that are capable. How do you determine that this one can be in my team?
We started small. Because we started just hiring. I started just hiring people. You know,
That are just available.
What? Are you available? Do you have free time? Come. Let's go set
Let's
up.
do it. Yes, yes.
But with growth, you realize that you need people that are going to help you. You need people that are going to manage systems for you.
Yeah.
You need HR.
Oh my gosh, important.
Do you get what I mean? You need someone that is going to be here for you and say to you, look, we are going to advertise this post. We are going to go through the interviewing process like this.
Yeah.
So creating systems like that has really helped me as well to say, you know what, it's not just about getting people, but it's about getting the right
people. 100%. Yes. Yeah.
And it's important to have the right people when you are, I mean, people come and go as well, but
that's true.
But knowing that, knowing what you are and how you want your business to be, that's when you will realize, or you need certain type of people as well in your business, and you don't stop with hiring. Human resource does not stop. It doesn't stop. Today you have great people.
Yes.
Tomorrow your team is broken. But you move on. You move on. It has happened to me before.
Quite a number of times.
Yes, where I've sat down and I don't have a team.
Oh my gosh. What would you do in that kind of case? Do you get in a cousin, a sister? Like,
I've worked with a cousin, and I would say don't work with a cousin.
that was my next question.
Yeah.
I had another guest, I think 2 shows ago, and we were speaking about hiring family members and friends because awukhona ukumkhuza as your friend.
And as my cousin or my sister or whatever, I wouldn't do it. I would say that hire people because they are skilled. Don't hire people because they are your family members. And even when they are skilled, but because they are your family members, don't hire them.
You know,
It's
that
the
is
most
such
hardest thing.
It's very hard because you've got people, you know, from your
That you want
father's
to
side that you want
elevate.
to help, but they also don't know that Rose you're different as a mom than you are in the boardroom.
Exactly.
You are harder.
That's where the problem comes in, when I have to tell you as my cousin that, sorry, you did not do 1, 2, 3. Please, Ari,
gosh.
move.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, hey, who do you think you are?
Also,
I'm your
phela
sister.
bayakwazela ngisho.
I'm your older sister. You can't talk to me
You
like
can't.
that.
Yeah, you can't speak to me like that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lesson also that I've had to learn
Okay,
as well, to say,
okay.
you know what, I love my family members. Can I help you in another way? Can I do other things for you? Can I refer you to
someone else? Yes,
that will
of
help
course.
you? So it's just about knowing where to draw the boundaries with family.
I get them. I get that very well. And I mean, there's a lot that Rose has learned about Rose in the past 10 years, right?
Yes.
About your craft, about your purpose, and just about how much you can take and how much you can't take, right? Take me through some of the things that you've learned on a personal level in your journey.
About myself.
About yourself. Maybe did you learn, good, yes, I'm actually patient, I'm a patient person, or I'm actually not a patient person?
I've actually realized that I'm a people pleaser. Is that
Okay.
a good thing? I don't know. But
I think it's a good and a bad thing.
it is a very bad thing. Trust me. I'm a people pleaser. I think I was born like this, yes,
Yeah,
because this is who I am. I want everybody else to be fine. I want people to be okay. I want to serve people. I'm a natural.
And even if sometimes it costs you your... Yes.
Even if it costs me my heart,
At your
it always
expense.
does. It always does. It always hurts me. I'm learning, yes. I'm really learning, but I also don't want to change who I am.
Yeah.
I don't want the industry to change the person that I am.
Rose is,
I want it to make me a better person, but I don't want it to change the person that I am. But being it good or bad, I think I must focus on how I can use that for the good, as opposed to it hurting me.
Yeah. I mean, and we did say that there's a bit of people pleasing there. It's not even a bit.
It is.
All of it.
All of it.
Yes,
Yeah, all
yes.
of it.
And I want to just quickly go into something else at the moment. So what does celebrating the 10 years of Petals Lifestyle Events mean to you? Are you aware that it's like, has it clocked in? Do you just wake up and be like, it has been 10 years? Because I think, and I'm asking this because I think sometimes we are so obsessed with just getting better, we forget to just sit and be like, yeah, no, we've come a long way. What does the 10 years mean for you? Professionally and personally?
The 10 years has shown me that it's possible.
Okay.
It has showed me that, you know what, putting work into something is important, and it pays off. Because I have I have worked for this business, hey? Like physical work.
Yes.
Especially as a florist. That's where for me I realized, I mean, I love telling my team this the testimonies of how when I used to work, especially.
Yeah.
I used to knock off at 5, drive to Limpopo. I would arrive there at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm on my feet. I'm
Busy
arranging
with the
flowers.
No excuses.
Until the morning. AMs, you must come back because you left your kids at home. It's Saturday. They probably want to...
They want to spend time with mommy.
Listen, so you can't even say, I'm going to rest here or sleep here or whatever. Immediately, I would get into my car, drive back home because it is a Saturday. I'm going to get a little bit of the day to spend with my kids, So the hard work has really paid off for me.
Yeah.
It has showed me that if you do something consistently, it will pay off.
Yeah.
If you put in work into something, it there's no other formula. The formula is that if you put in work,
You'll
you
get
will
something
get
out.
results.
Yeah.
And for me, it has not sunk in yet, the whole 10 years thing.
Okay.
But every day I have to keep reminding myself to say, you know what, you've been here. And the reason why I want to celebrate it this year is also because of the years as well. The 40 that I'm turning as well this year. I want to put it together with that.
It's
to
so
say,
prophetic.
yeah, it's
I don't know if you see it.
It's amazing, to say I'm turning 40, the business is turning 10.
10.
It's something so beautiful to celebrate.
I think so too.
And I want to celebrate it. The reason why I want to make noise about it is because it's important and I've worked for it. And
Are you a celebrator in life general, or are you the one that doesn't pay attention to birthdays?
I
Nje.
love birthdays. I love but I'm not like parties and what.
Okay.
But I love celebrating in my own
Way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm very big on birthdays.
Love birthdays.
Very big.
So what are we expecting at like a big party for this milestone? Are you going to combine it?
I don't want to say too much.
Okay. I thought my people would be the first to know.
But I'm going to have something, especially for the business.
Okay.
I'm going to celebrate the milestone. I'm going to, celebrate with people that have been
With
with
you
me
on the journey.
on this journey.
Yeah.
There's so many people that have held my hand in the industry that I really want to share the story with and celebrate with. So yes, I'm going to celebrate something is happening.
Yeah. Okay. And I mean, for someone who's watching and wants to start events, right? I'm personally in events, and I know that it looks like, it's an everyday thing, especially in the beginning, right? And I say that because people are wondering if they can actually live off events, right? It took you, 5 years to leave your job,
Yes.
right?
Yes, yeah.
And I don't want anyone to think that you're doing your first event and you just want to leave,
Definitely.
And as for someone, excuse me, events, you can say that events can be a full-time thing that a person does.
Yes. I'm doing events full time. I've been doing events full time for 5 years now.
Yes.
And I'm alive. And it's a beautiful thing. It depends what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
If you want to use it as your own personal thing, or if it's just a business that you will manage from there or whatever. But for me, it's a personal business because I work it every single day.
Yes.
I have a story to tell with this business every single day. So it's something to live off every single day. Yes, it's very
It's
much
possible.
Yeah.
It just needs the time.
Yes. And the labor. Let's not forget the
Let's
labor.
not forget the labor. Very important to have the labor.
Yes.
So, I mean, in the 10 years, I want to see if I can phrase this right. You've obviously been with the same people for some time.
Yes.
Um,
Like team?
yes, team.
Yeah.
And where does Rose get her inspiration from? Do you have a mentor? Do you have someone besides hubby at home, right? Do you have someone where you can actually constantly ask and talk about, your stresses in events? Someone that maybe is also in the space, or just about business in general? Do you have that?
I don't know if it's a bad thing not to have a mentor. Sometimes I think mentoring is I don't know. I want to say that I have mentors, but maybe my mentors don't know that they're
They're
my
mentors. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think mentoring is not just about labeling this whole thing. It's about being able to consult with someone and get beautiful things
And
out
maybe
of that
mentoring
person.
is the word that scares people off.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because once you say mentoring, now I'm thinking of some big person.
Maybe sitting like this and you are telling me like we do in therapy.
There's so
Yes.
many people that I draw strength from in the industry and out of the industry. I draw my strength from them, in terms of business, in terms of trends, just talking about what is happening in the industry as well.
Yeah.
But over and above, talking about business also outside, I do have a couple of people that I talk about, but I don't have a mentor that I say this is my mentor, but I have a lot
of
I have
people
a lot
that
of
you
people
consult.
that I consult with, and I have a lot of people that I also look up to, even in the industry as
Yeah.
well.
So as a business owner, in the past 10 years, what are some of the big challenges, just besides the fact that you're in events, just as a business owner, what are some of the challenges that you've had to deal with? In business.
in business, staying relevant.
Oh,
Staying relevant. I would
yeah.
say achieving that whole marketing and staying relevant is sure. I mean, right now with social media, we are able to do that.
Yeah.
But I think that keeping up with trends,
Constantly.
keeping up, learning new things, improving yourself, improving your skills as well, improving your offering. I think that it's one of the greatest challenges, because that is what determines if you're gonna be here 5 years from now or not.
Yeah.
There's so many people that I know in the industry that I found in the industry that are no longer here. And it's not because they're not working
They're
hard.
bad. Yes.
No, it's just
Oh my
because of the
God.
fact that they stayed behind with the trends.
They're not moving with the times.
Yeah, you need to move with the times. You need to know what is happening right now in season. Right now, we are doing those curvy tables.
Yes. I've
Right
seen
now,
that
we are
here.
doing
Yes.
the round caterpillar tables where we mix them together. We're doing a lot of bold colors right now. We're doing the exaggerated drapery.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we're doing a lot of things. Are you going to be part of that?
Or
Or is
yourself.
it going to leave you? You must decide. You must always stay on top of the game. And I
Yeah.
think that's one of the greatest challenges that people have in business.
business,
And
yeah.
it doesn't matter what you're selling.
Yes.
It doesn't matter which kind of business you are. Are you still relevant today?
Oh my gosh. And I mean, social media is a big, very big part of that.
Very, very big. Social
Yeah.
media is a moving train, guys. And
It
if
is
you
a
miss
moving
it,
train.
it
is a moving
you are
train.
gone. I've recently just hired, young people as part of my team.
Yeah.
And these kids are telling me things that I don't know, like social media.
They're
This
keeping
is
you young.
trending.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
this is trending.
Do
This is a
this,
new
do
voice.
this. Yeah.
Do vlogs, do this, do that. I appreciate things like that, because on my own, I'm 40, babe.
Hey, you just want to work, deliver.
I just want to make money.
yes.
But these young kids are coming in with a lot of vibey things. They're gonna tell you, if I have a video right now that I want to post, they're gonna say, let's use a trending sound.
Of course.
I must know
Yes.
what sounds are trending at the moment, what is happening. They're keeping me young, and for me, I think that is what we should be doing to make sure that we stay afloat.
Yeah. But what made you feel like I need to actually just get other people on board to help me with certain things? What was happening for you to get there?
I lost people. I lost other people. And I thought to myself, okay, this is my chance. This is my chance to revamp myself,
Yes.
to revamp my team.
Yes.
And let me work on getting fresh people, young people that are educated, fresh from school.
Oh, yes.
Young blood.
Still have that energy.
They still have that energy. They're going to give you that. They're going to ask you questions. They're going to open up my mind. And I appreciate what I have right now in my team, because these kids, I'm telling you, they are
They
are here. They are here, and I appreciate them. It's part of growth as well, because like I said, I've had consistent people years in my team, but
Yeah.
with people falling off and coming in, you realize that the more fresh people come in, is the more you are actually also being fresh as well as a business.
Of course.
These people are bringing
coming in with fresh
mind,
ideas. Yes.
fresh ideas, fresh mind, and I'm appreciating everything.
So, as a business owner, once again, what did you have to be honest about as Rose? Because I know that, I mean, with the work I do, I know there's certain things I'm not good at and I need help, right? I'm good at a lot of things, but there's places where I lack, right? And maybe you like, maybe I'm not good at making it to meetings on time, as a business owner, because we're people. At the end of the day, we struggle, right? What are some of the things that you've had to be honest with yourself about as Rose, the business owner?
I've had to be honest with money.
Money, okay.
Yes, I've had to be honest with money, because as a creative, I find myself
to splurge.
Listen, I want to buy vases.
Yes.
I want to buy this and that, and that's when I've had to also consult, to say to myself, what do I want to do at the end of the day? If an invoice comes like this, I need to make a profit out of this thing. It's not just about
how good it's gonna look.
Ma'am,
Yes.
that thing is going to waste your money. That thing is going to make sure that you splurge. So as a creative,
Yes.
I needed to learn when to stop and when to make money out of every transaction.
That is a beautiful lesson.
Yes. So if I was just on my own, I would be buying all sorts of things. Flowers.
Constantly.
I don't have a full stop or a comma. Remember, I'm happy. I
Yes,
just want
you
to
want to make it look
create
good.
and make it look beautiful and what. But at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's also about you seeing this thing as a business and it being profitable for you.
You still also, Pella, obviously have to make the money.
Absolutely. So I've had to have that real conversation with
With
myself
yourself. Ooh.
and consult on that to say, Rose, let's look at that.
So what do you do with finicky clients?
I serve them. I serve them. I embrace them. I go over and above for them.
Yeah.
I sacrifice myself sometimes. I shut myself up and service them. That's what working with people is all about.
True.
Working with people is about making sure that clients are happy. Sometimes I might want to do something in a certain way. I might want to, put this flower in this certain way. But if a client decides that they want it like this,
I mean, you can advise,
you
but
can only advise.
it's still their event at the end of the day.
You can only advise. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that that change that is happening is still within the niche of our business. I'm not going to do things to sacrifice my business, but I'm going to listen to what you have to say as my client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, excuse me, I mean, you obviously have a pool of clients.
Yes.
How did you put yourself out there? Like from having one client to having 3? Would you post constantly online? Would you spread the word? How did you put yourself out there as a business?
Social media, once again, was very important. It came through very handy. I didn't even know that, if you post, you can boost.
Yes,
you can do this so
yes,
that more people can see your work. So those are the things that we've had to do to make sure that we have a lot of clients.
Yeah.
And also making sure that you service your clients right. Because word of mouth is also very important.
Word of
I've
mouth.
had a lot of
Oh
people
my
that
God, Rose.
have referred me to their friends, referred me to their business partners.
Just simply because of the experience that you give.
You are as good as your last event.
Oh, please say that again.
You are as good as your last event. So whether it's a 20-seater,
Yes, something
a
little
small
intimate.
thing, or whether it's a big wedding, nail it. Nail it. I've had to learn that as well, to say, let me put my foot in this one as well, because you'll never know who's going to be sitting in that 20-seater.
And after that 20-seater, then they give you 100 packs. And then after that 100 packs, they'll,
Absolutely.
What has been some of the milestones in the 10 years? Give me one event where you were like, yeah, this one was...
It was an event that I recently planned, coordinated, decorated, everything that I it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Because I think for once I was doing that full package that
That
I've
you-
always dreamed
yes,
about.
yes, yes.
To give clients
100%, yeah.
to walk a journey with the bride, to go to dress fittings with them, to go to food tasting with them, to speak to their moms, and for their
Yes.
moms to call you, Nana, what do we do now? We are
It's-
stressed.
what can we do?
Just to walk that journey with a couple, and for them to trust you fully like that, and for them to hand over this
To
thing
you.
to you.
Yes,
For me, that was a
yes.
beautiful thing. That's how I knew that, you know what? Listen, this is it. For me, I want to do this thing. And that was my biggest milestone,
Okay.
to plan an event from start to finish.
All the way right up until the
All
end.
the way right up until the end, and making sure that the client, there's nothing as beautiful as seeing your client when they come into the reception and they just cry.
Oh my God. Just making dreams come true.
I live
That
for
is the
that.
moment. And that's when you're like, you know what? The running around was worth it.
Yes.
Guys.
Yes.
And all the stresses
Yes.
was worth it.
Yes.
So now your company now offers that full package.
Yes, that full package, everything from start to finish. We're doing it for private clients. We're doing it for corporate clients as well.
Okay.
So it's also another leg also into the business that we also have.
Okay.
Servicing the corporates as well.
Yeah.
So we are here and available to offer a full package.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what does the next 10 years look like for Petals Lifestyle Events?
That next 10 years is very big. We want to give Petals Lifestyle a home.
Okay.
our own venue. That's one of our biggest things that we're working on at the moment.
Yeah.
I would love to own a beautiful luxury venue where everything can happen at that venue. Where we
You mean a
can,
venue to host events?
yes,
Instead of having to hire some spaces.
instead of having to
Yeah.
go somewhere else, have a home for Petals Lifestyle Events where everything happens here.
There.
It's our venue. We do everything that we want, and we can create our own systems, and we can set up at night, however, anytime,
And have no
and
limits.
have
Kuthi
no
bavala
restriction.
ngo-6.
What? We
Yes.
don't want any of those. So for me, I'm looking at that. And also we want to get into lifestyle events. We've
Okay.
started as well. Last year we gave birth to one of our lifestyle events. It was called the Long Table Experience. You know, that we want to see that grow into something bigger, and
Yes.
hopefully more of those kind of
Yeah. Why the
events
long
as well.
table events? And like, why was it given birth at this specific time when you started it last year?
The long table, I've always wanted to do lifestyle experience.
Okay.
Lifestyle experiences for me is about getting people together, you know, like-minded people together.
Yes.
There's this generation, Yabo Nina Masuku, the
that
pretty
you want
girls
it. Yes,
that I
that-
want,
yes.
the girls that appreciate lifestyle, the girls that
like
appreciate
that love the good things.
the girls that love aesthetics and all that. So
Yeah.
I was gunning for that. I was looking at that, you know, creating a space for people like that where
Okay.
these girls can come into these events and have a good time. There's a lot of these events happening. I'm seeing some of them pop up
Pop up a
nicely.
lot, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the industry that also we want to, you know,
Penetrate,
penetrate
yeah.
and create these beautiful events, because I love creating experiences. I love it.
Okay, so Rose, that's where we're going to end it for today. But before you go, if you had a wish list, right? 3 people that you needed to do an event for, whether they're abroad, it's a celebrity, it's someone we know, who would you like, when you look at them, you're like, oh, I wish I could do your wedding or a birthday party for them? Give me a wish list.
I need to think about it.
I need your wish list.
My daughter said to me, yeah, Mom, you must think about this question. What if they ask you? Then I was like, nah, she's not
She
gonna ask that.
Here I am. Yeah.
Oh my God. Sure. The first person on the list is my grandmother.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
love to do a luxury event for that girl.
Like a proper.
We've had a birthday for her, but you know,
Okay.
it was not, I didn't have a say in that. I
Okay.
was still young and whatnot, but I would love to do an event for my grandmother, because she's such a matriarch in our family, and
yeah.
we
Just to honor her and
just to
celebrate
honor
her
her
properly. In style, yeah.
properly in style, because she has held it down for, you know, for the family so much. And it would definitely be her. If you know me, you'd know that I love my grandmother so much.
Yeah.
Another person would probably be, I'm very blank actually right now.
Oh, that's fine. You know what? You can drop it on our comments.
Very.
But your main one, your event crush is your grandmother.
Is my grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandmother, definitely. I would do such a bit. She always says to me that when I die, you must do a very nice
Wedding.
funeral
Funeral,
for me.
funeral. Yeah, yeah.
She says that actually. She says that, please do my wedding for my funeral. She loves saying that so much.
Yeah.
That's her go-to.
Yes,
Whenever she
what to
sees
say.
me, she's like, Pella, even when you come back next time, you might not find me here. So prepare yourself to do my wedding for me, you know, when I
man.
die. So
That's
I know,
beautiful.
I probably know that well, I don't want to wait until
Till
she
she's-
dies.
and she can't see
And
it,
then she
yes.
can't see it. I would really love
So you
to
need
do
to do
something
2.
for her now. Yes.
Yes.
2 big events for her.
Yes. Rose, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Oh, it felt like 5 minutes. My God, I wish we had more time. But please continue inspiring women in the industry. It's good to see powerhouses, you know, in the front. There's a lot of us that are watching from, you know, behind the scenes and observing, you know. It's also in just how you handled yourself, you know. Like I said, the first thing I did was check out the social media.
Yes.
You know, and you guys are on top of your game, you and your team. So it's beautiful to see. And I think the most important thing that stands out is building a legacy.
Yes.
You know, it's building a legacy that should your kids be interested, just take over what Mommy has started. It's beautiful to see.
Thank you.
So thank you. Please continue.
Thank you so much.
And I hope I have an invite to your 40th.
Yes.
I will be.
And the long table.
And the long table. Oh, that
other...
one. We don't even have to talk about the long table. I'll be there. Thank you, A&E gang. That is where we are going to leave it for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and be the first one. Anytime that we drop an episode, you're going to be the first one to know. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.